So this theme is the purge of collective pain. The purge of collective pain. And this is twofold. On the one hand, you can look at collective pain, the pain body of the collective, or the energetic pains that we have gone through as a society historically coming to the surface and showing their face again. And these are cycles of history that we're moving through, but there's also fresh, very real, very now pain that a lot of people are in. Suffering, pain, grief, difficulty. So because of all of this going on, you as a sensitive might be finding yourself having hours, moments, or days where you feel like you're in the purge and it's moving through your body in a very visceral way. So here's the theme for this area of what we're talking about. So the purge of collective pain. The purge is still happening as more shadows are revealed. These reveals will continue through and beyond summer of this year. You will get more acclimatized to this, but don't be surprised when you are energetically or emotionally impacted. Work with your nervous system where required and know your triggers. So shadows being revealed, more coming out about corruption or shadow in our world, or things that we used to believe in or take for granted or think we were safe in, suddenly being revealed as the opposite. Now, of course, many marginalized groups on the planet have been experiencing this for a long time. Now it's becoming a worldwide human issue. So it's a very intense process that we are going through, and you might need to not only know how to work with your nervous system, so when you are activated, what is it you need? Do you need quiet? Do you need calm? Do you need breath work? Do you need to meditate? Do you need to put on nice music? Whatever it is that's going to help you restabilize and recenter. The nervous system going off in the body is a little like an alarm, and it's trying to get your attention, and it's not wrong. You know, when we see what's going on the planet, it's a certain type of person living a certain type of life who is able to completely remove themselves from it. And by the way, they're not doing the wrong thing. You know, people who are able to maintain a really high frequency right now, not be affected by what's going on the planet. We need those people. So don't judge anyone for the way that they are experiencing things. But many of us who would identify as sensitive are finding these emotional waves really big. So the reason there is a message here that says work with your nervous system where required and know your triggers. We all have different triggers. There are different things that we may each be predisposed to because of our past. So for example, if I was someone who traditionally hadn't felt safe in my life, perhaps I grew up in a home or an environment where safety was never modeled to me, offered to me, or I was repetitively in unsafe situations. One of my triggers would be safety. And safety would be something, the idea of there being no safety would be something that would alarm my body very quickly because I have lived through those experiences. So that's what I mean by our triggers. We're all a little different. For some it might be safety, for some it might be control. But given how destabilized things are on the planet, it creates essentially an earthquake energy in your grounded stability. So we have to learn to be adaptable, and we have to learn how to restabilize ourselves when our previous methods of stability are challenged, the rug is pulled from under the feet. It's a big time, and the only thing I can say about it really is that our job is to continue to find ways to strengthen ourselves. And we do this not just through isolated practices, we do it through community. You know, we do it through connecting to others. I had a really beautiful conversation with a dear soul friend just yesterday for 90 minutes, and I felt so much better afterwards. You know, I'd been okay in the day, and I'd been fine, but it was funny how that connection, that heart to heart. So for me, it can be that as one of my important things that I have to bring myself to, because it's very easy to go into freeze or fight or flight, to pull back from the world, to want to isolate and hide away, but we do need to be able to bring ourselves to the things, the activities, the people, the actions that can help us feel balanced and centered again. Because even with everything going on the planet, one thing my guides are always reminding me is, yes, we're seeing the purge of darkness, we're seeing a rise of dark agendas in many ways, but we are also seeing this rising of consciousness, this rising of light. That is there too. So on the days we're really struggling, we have to find that, and sometimes we'll find that through others. So the purge of collective pain, the purge is still happening as more shadows are revealed. If you are feeling a lot right now, don't worry, there isn't anything wrong with you. But you are being asked to feel those feelings, purge what needs to be purged, but equally to find a new way of balancing yourself. And we will acclimatize to this a little more. Doesn't mean it will ever feel completely comfortable, but we're in the first few months of a lot of this purging energy that's coming up and through us in 2026, particularly the first half of 2026. Hello everyone, welcome to the energy update for December 2020, energetically, psychologically and emotionally. For the past 14 years, you and I have been meeting each month for the energy updates. If those messages have supported you online, my upcoming world tour, The Oneness Experience, is your chance to step into that energy live in the room. In this 3-hour live evening in beautiful theatres around the world, I will read the energy of the room and channel teachings for you and the group who show up. We'll explore what you're moving through right now, release anything heavy, and reconnect you with your own wisdom and power. And with my musical partner Devor Bozique's live music interwoven throughout the night, it becomes a full journey for expanding the heart and settling the nervous system. I invite you to join me in person for an unforgettable evening in a city near you and take the next step in your personal evolution.